We're going hard on these Democrats and these Republicans. You see what I did there? That's because I'm apolitical. I said we're going hard on these Democrats and Republicans because a lot of us feel as though that we are politicians and we are not politicians. They continue to benign and neglect certain things in our community, the melanated community. That's right. They continue to make promises that they never come up, that they never promise make in any of the times that these people, it don't matter what party, are in office. So first and foremost, 87% of Black Americans voted for Joe Biden, which secured his spot as the president, the commander-in-chief of these United States of America. That's first and foremost. And he said it himself. He said that we had his back for those who voted, and that he will have your back too. And since that time, he's been very quiet about supporting the Black community, right? Right now, all of a sudden, he's down in the polls. I was looking at some websites here and I was poking my nose around, and it says here that Joe Biden is almost as worse as Donald Trump. That's where his approval rating is. It's almost as worse as Donald Trump. You see what Donald Trump was? And look at Joe Biden, heading right for Donald Trump. But wait, you thought that Joe Biden was going to do something for Black America. That's why you went out and gave your vote, because what he did was he put out with the likes of Charlemagne the God and the Breakfast Club, and he told you that if you don't vote for him, you're not Black. But no. That wasn't good enough for you. That wasn't good enough for you now, was it? See, first and foremost, before I really get into the executive order, I need for you guys to do something real and near to my heart. Because, you know, it's been a while since I've been back. Was it 2 weeks? My channel got hacked, but now I am ready for you guys. Because I am tired of all of you butt-kissing, bootlick, butter biscuit, catfish eating Negroes out there, no matter what party you are part of, continue to put people in office thinking because they're in office, they're going to do something for you or they promise you something. No. How is it that every other community in America gets something for their vote except for you? But no. You're going to tell me just wait. And I'm going to tell you, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up out of your sleep, wake up out of your sleep. Wake up, I command you. That's where we are right now. That's where we at right now. Wake up. If you don't know now, you know. Wake up. Let's get into it. So Joe Biden signed an executive order. Let me get this out of here. Joe Biden signed an executive order on White House initiative on advancing educational equity, excellence, and economic opportunity for Black Americans. That's a mouthful. That's a mouthful. Even when I saw the title, ladies and gentlemen, even when I saw the title, I said, oh, this is going to be a bunch of bullshit, right? Because I'm here to tell you, you need to wake up. Just because he put our name inside of the executive order, it doesn't read like the Asian executive order. It doesn't read like the Hispanic Initiative for Economic Prosperity executive order. Oh, no. It doesn't read like that. Because I'm going to get into the executive order, but I want you to read and understand what words actually mean, right? As some people would say, the etymology of words, the foundation of the word, opportunity. Already, I knew this was a nothing burger. I knew this had no roots, no base, no foundation that would do anything for our Black community. I knew it when I read the freaking executive order title. The one thing I wrote down in my notes right here on my sticky pad, I said, how will they implement this? When will they implement this? And did this come out of the $43 billion that you cut from the HBCUs? I'm just asking, right? I'm just asking a question. I'm not implying anything. That's what I want to know. I want to know when. When will you implement this plan? Number two, how will you implement this plan? That's what I want to know. And I know you want to know the same thing. So without further ado, Let's get into it. So the first thing I did, like anytime, family, I typed in the word Black American. The word Black American is here 23 times. Let's go at it. We're going to look at it. Although for far too long, Black Americans were denied even the most basic access to education, the vital contributions of Black Americans in the fields of science, academia, business, and public service. Hello, we know this already. Have you noticed in our executive orders, they're always explaining our condition? Hold on. Why is it in our executive orders they always explain the condition? Oh, well, you know, Black Americans were denied even the most basic access to education, the vital contribution of Black America. We know this already. We know that we are the poorest group. We know that we live in impoverished and below the poverty line. Yeah, we know this. We know that our neighborhoods are over-policed and underserved. Yes, we know that. We know that you still are exercising redlining in certain communities. Yes, we know that. You don't need to keep telling us about us because we are us and we know what we go through. This is how the pandering starts. Let me finish. This is how the pandering starts. Black American, Black American, Black American. Okay, Black American. So again, I'm not going to bore you here, family. So this is the Black American Excellent Opportunity Initiative of bullshit, right? That's what this is. Yeah. So Black American. So that's what you're thinking automatically. Automatically, you're thinking Black American, right? You're not thinking about Hispanic. You're not thinking about Asian. You're not thinking about immigration. You're not thinking about LGBT. You're just thinking about Black American, no matter your gender, no matter your affiliation in different groups. You're talking about Black Americans, male, female, and otherwise. That's what you're talking about, right? In the executive order, right? What is an underserved community, family? What's an underserved community? Could that be a Hispanic community? Yes, it could. Could it be a white community? Yes, it could. Could it be an Asian community, an immigrant community? Yes, it could. I'm from Washington, D.C. I've drove through the hoods of the Hispanic neighborhoods. In parts of Maryland and Virginia, according to the DMV little Beltwell circle, there's trailer parks all over the place with white people in it. These are underserved communities. But wait, we understand in the executive order, he said Black America. So what the hell are you talking about, Ross? What the hell are you talking about, Ross? Because he's saying Black American. Okay, well, let's get into it. So the next word I typed in was underserved community. Uh-oh. I hope we can read this, family. It's about to get real shaky. I want some of you bootlicks to hold on to your shoelaces. I want you to hold on to your shoelaces when I read this. It states right here, monitor the support and development, implementation, and coordination of the federal government educational workforce, research and business development policies, programs, and technical assistance designed to improve outcomes for historically underserved communities. Uh-oh. Underserved communities. And wait, there's more, including Black Americans. Hold up. Are you guys still with me? I hope you guys are thinking for yourselves right now, because I'm not giving you any rhetoric. I'm not giving you any bluff. I thought this was the Black American Initiative Plan for excellent opportunities for education, blah, blah, blah. That's what I thought this was. But wait a minute. If this is Black Americans Executive Order, then why am I reading underserved communities, including Black Americans? Can anyone make reason for that? Can anyone please explain to me, if it's my Black American Executive Order, why am I now being included? That doesn't make any sense. They say, who's on the team? Well, we're gonna take Ross, we're gonna take Shaq, Kobe, and MJ, but we're going to include Ross too. But didn't you already say he's part of the team? But yeah, we're going to include him. I'm not trying to preach to you, but the last time I checked, this is what? 4 Black Americans. But now I'm reading what, family? Including Black Americans. You can read this for yourself, right? And I'm gonna get into some of the executive order, but not a lot. As Tariq Nasheed said, this is a word salad. This is a bunch of BS. This has no meat to it. This is a bunch of iceberg lettuce, old tomatoes, rotten onions, and stinky garlic. That's all this is. This is ridiculous. And what's going to happen is they're going to flash this up in the news. And they're going to say, look what Joe Biden did for Black Americans. He advanced the educational opportunities for excellence and equity and for economic opportunity. So Joe Biden in your country, Black Americans, Joe Biden in your country is going to allow you to advance your education and to advance your pocketbook and purse and wallet, right? The opportunity, think about the word, the opportunity for you to advance on your education and your economic opportunities. But then you got to point this out. Other than the opportunity, now they want to include you in your own executive order. They're going to serve underserved communities, including Black Americans. But this is your executive order. Wait, there's more. Then listen to this. Listen to this. Black Americans age 25 and older have attained a bachelor's degree, while the national average is 36%. Black students also face unique challenges as the intersection of race and gender. What challenges have we? What does this have to do with your gender? It don't matter if you're part of the LGBTQ plus community. It does not matter. If you're a Black American, you include it, right? No. Let me break this down for you, because at first, what you read was it was including Black Americans in the Black Americans plan. Now, if you go back and look at one of my videos I did on Lift Every Voice, that plan he made, he had minority, diversity, he had all sorts of trick words inside of that quote unquote plan for Black America. So let me break this down to you. He says here, barriers to equity in education can compound for Black students who are also LGBTQ plus students, English language learners. That means immigrants. Dreamers, that means Hispanics, or students with disabilities, that means white kids. Now, this is part of my rhetoric. I will give you, I'm somewhat biased, because when you say dreamers, that's usually Hispanics, right? Last time I checked, look it up for yourself. But why would you put this in here if you saying that this is an executive order for Black Americans, not immigrants, not Hispanics, not white kids, no matter your sexual affiliation or what you want to consider yourself as? If you are a Black American, this executive order is for you. Or am I wrong? Am I reading this wrong? I don't know. But don't forget, I can go one tab back and it says including Black Americans in what the Black American Plan, the executive order on White House initiative on advancing educational equity, excellence and economic opportunity for Black Americans, including Black Americans, LGBT English language learners, aka immigrants, dreamers, aka Hispanic, and students with disability, aka white students. Am I losing anyone here? I'm trying to break this down in a way that you can absolutely understand where I'm coming from. Okay, I got it. I got it, family. I know what needs to happen right here.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
Exactly. You guys need to wake the hell up. This is what I'm talking about. But wait, there's more. There's more, family. Here we go. It says here, including by support efforts to improve the recruitment, preparation, development, and retention of qualified, diverse teachers and school leaders and other professionals who underserve students. Okay. Although student populations are becoming increasingly diverse, I'm just saying here, you guys can go back and read this for yourself. And I'm not mixing and matching. I'm not trying to master it in a way that it benefits the rhetoric and the viewpoint that I'm coming from, because I'm not. I'm just giving you the raw, hard facts. Because guess what? If you guys was not familiar with this, can I show you something, family? If you guys was not familiar with this, have y'all seen this before? Have any of you guys ever seen anything close to this in history? That someone did an executive order for a Black American, African American, anyone, Negro American? Have you guys ever seen any other president sign an executive order for somewhat the similar same thing? And I want to ask yourself this question. If that was the case, have you seen any differences in your life, in your family life, because of an executive order? That's the question I have for you. That's the question I have for you, family. Have you seen this before? Anybody? I can't even get it lit. I'm going to keep pushing because I think I've seen this before. Guess where I've seen this before? In 2012. When Barack Obama signed the executive order, White House initiative on educational excellence for African Americans back in 2012, almost 10 years ago. Tell me where there has been a change in your education. Tell me where there's been a change in your economics. Tell me. Tell me the tangibles. Tell me the materialization of something hard knocked inside of your hand. Tell me. I want to know when there's been something very feasible, very tangible that the federal government has done by any president that promised you something through an executive order that you receive something. I know that you have not received that. What you received was Barack Obama's piece of paper. Barack Obama's piece of paper that did absolutely nothing for our community. And now you're receiving Joe Biden's piece of paper. Then all of a sudden this comes when? This comes when Joe Biden is down in the polls next to Trump. That's when this comes. Trump had an approval rating, say, damn, a -20, and Biden is already past 0. That's because the Black community started speaking out. And then he had his butt-kissing Cory Bush speak up for him and try to get y'all booties back to the polls. Because you continue to think that voting is definitely going to do something for you. Maybe you listen to other people. Maybe you're Roland Martin. I don't know. I don't know who you're listening to, but the only question I have for you is, if you do an action, there should be a reaction, right? So if you vote, then there should be something done for you. Tell me where there's something has been done for you or your family. See, I always ask people, I say, hey, do you vote for you, your family, or your country? Some people will say country. Most people are going to say themselves, and most people are going to say their family. So that's why I like to make it very, very realistic to say, when you voted for you and or your family, show me the change. We can see the change in every other community except ours. We can see the change in everybody else's community except ours. You go where we live, and then you go where they live. And what I mean by they, I mean anybody who's non-melanated. Go where they live and go where we live and see the amount of great neighborhoods they have compared to ours. That's where I'm at right now. That's where I'm at right now. You see, everybody was talking about different presidents and how they go about executing certain powers of the office. But last time I checked, these are the same actions with the quote unquote, mandate that requires a certain, that may change your DNA, right? I'm just going to call it, I'm going to call it, But ever since he came out with that mandate, because he tried to use a sort of government that's a totalitarian, right? I think I said it right. Totalitarian. There we go. Totalitarian. So let's read about it. Because some of you guys may want to understand the type of government that you voted into office. Totalitarian, relating to a system of government that is centralized and dictatorial and requires complete subservience to the state. Let me read it again. Totalitarian, relating to a system of government that is centralized and dictatorial and requires complete subservience to the state. That means that when you voted him into office, he had power over your body. And now he's affecting your very livelihood by a freaking mandate to put something in your body that may alter your DNA, that may alter your RNA. But because you've done this in the past, that you took certain inside of your body, that this one's just kind of like the same thing. Oh, there's a lot of mis and disinformation out there. No, it's not even about that. It's the right of choice. Supposedly you live in the freest country in the world. So it don't matter if you anti this and anti that and pro this and pro that. No. I don't care about that. I'm apolitical even with I am apolitical even with that. Everything should be your choice. Everything. But no, there's a certain thing, that certain mandate came into effect. Then all of a sudden, someone's approval rating starts to dip and dive. Now all of a sudden you have this a bag of I'm about to say something else. A bag of dicks for an executive order. That's what you got. That's what you got. Tell me, family. Tell me. 100% of 0% equals what? Don't cheat. Don't look at the screen. Don't cheat. 100% of 0% equals what? So now I told you, I'm going to read some of this. I'm going to read some of it just to kind of pander your backside. I want to get a few coons and sambos out here dancing the jig to say, oh, now he's done something for us, prove us wrong. Now, that's why you should get Democrats. You should go out there and vote Democrat. I'm going to read some of this, family. And listen. While I'm reading this, I want you to ask yourself one question. Look for tangibles. Look for how they're going to implement this plan, and how much will it cost, and when, how, when, how much, how, when, how much. Let's read it. Keep having those words in your mind, because anytime somebody says they're going to do something for you, you get a contractor out to your home. You say, yeah, man, what we want is, right, same thing you do when you vote. You go and tell those people what you want. You cash your vote. That's like your check card. That's like using your debit card, right? That's like using your business card, right? When you cash that vote. And then you expect a return. You expect a result. You expect to see something. Like I said, you calling a contractor over, like, yeah, man, I want you to change the backsplash in my kitchen. Okay, give us half payment up front. Here's half the payment. What if that contractor never comes? What if that contractor never comes and do your backsplash? Fraud. It's fraud, right? And he basically stole your money. So let's read about your vote that you cashed in, and let's see this quote unquote executive order for the economic opportunities and excellence of education is going to pan out for us. Let's just see. I want to read a little bit of it. If you don't mind, I'm going to get past the pandering part. Over the course of America's history, Black Americans have helped to build, strengthen, and lead our nation towards becoming a more perfect union. Although far too long, Black Americans were denied even the most basic access to education. The vital contribution of Black Americans in the fields of science, academia, business, and public service, among others, are a testament to the resilience of Black Americans and the steps our nation has taken to expand access to education opportunity. That is when you tell your kid you can't go to the playground. That is when you tell your kid you cannot afford to go to the carnival. That is when you tell your kid you are broke and there won't be no Disney World, no damn Six Flags. You explain the whole situation and you tell your kid how good a little kid they are. But at the end of the day, you ain't going nowhere. You ain't getting nothing. Let me continue. In spite of this progress, entrenched disparities continue to plague America's education system, holding far too long many Black students back from achieving their full potential, blah, 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 blah. Let me get into the meat and potatoes of this thing. Now, ensuring equitable, access to educational resources, professionals, and technology, including by addressing racial disparities in school funding and expenditures. Okay. Breaking down barriers that impede the access of higher education institutions that serve Black students, such as predominantly Black institutions and historical Black colleges, to federal funding and strengthen the capacity of those institutions and parties. I'm sorry. I'm breaking down laughing because this is bullshit. He just said he was going to give money to HBCUs where he just cut $43 billion. That's like someone shaking your hand and slapping your face. They're shaking your hand and slapping your face all at the same time. That's like someone from the bank showing up at your house and say, no, Mr. Ross, we're not going to repo your car. Why your car is getting repoed right in front of you, right in front of the bank. A bank representative is repoing your car and they're giving you a piece of paper saying they're not going to repo your car. Do you understand the benign neglect and fraudulent activity in this executive order for Black Americans? Do you understand, family? They say it's breaking down the barriers that impede the access of higher education institutions that serve Black students, such as predominantly Black institutions and historical Black colleges and university. Well, I can tell you, Joe Biden, I can tell you a barrier. It's cutting $43 billion. That's a barrier. That's a barrier. It's like giving my son $10 and say, you can go get you a value meal, then taking back $9, knowing no damn value meal is a $1. And even if you try to get something from the dollar menu, did you include the tax? So you still get nothing. I'll continue. Because again, in the back of your minds, I hope you're still asking how, when, and how much. How, when, how much? How will you go about initiating and putting this plan into place? How will you execute this plan? When do you plan to execute this plan? And how much will this plan actually cost? Could it possibly be $43 billion? But I'll read this a little bit more. Advancing racial equity and economic opportunity by connecting education to labor market needs through programs such as the dual enrollment, career and technical education, registered apprenticeships, work-based learning, and career advancement. What? What does this mean? What programs is he talking about? Did he name, look, registered apprenticeships? What apprenticeships? What apprenticeships? He didn't name not one Fortune 500 company, which most of them have apprenticeships. He did not name not one law firm, which they have apprenticeships. What is he talking about? It's like someone say, yeah, man, I'm going to get a car. Man, what type of car are you going to get? Yeah, man, I'm going to get a car with 4 doors and 4 seats and an engine. Okay, but what car are you going to get to? What make, model, and year? Yeah, man, that thing going to have tires and hubcaps and a trunk and a... You don't even know what type of plan you're getting. He's saying dual enrollment, career and technical education, work-based learning, and career development, particularly in the fields of science, technology. What, where, when, how? Ensuring that Black communities have access to resources for economic success, such as the areas of financial education, small business development, entrepreneurship, art, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Now, family, you guys know when someone's talking but they ain't saying nothing. Have you ever just heard someone just ramble and talk? And some of you probably, we're talking about you. But yeah, they're not really saying nothing. Have you ever been in a conversation like, well, wait a minute. Have you ever just thought, what are we talking about? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You have no idea what I'm talking about because I'm reading this damn executive order, because the executive order doesn't know what the hell it's talking about. Who signed the executive order? The person you gave your vote to, quote unquote, Joe Biden. Defund the police did not get signed. Police brutality, George Floyd, did not get signed. Asian hate bill got signed. It didn't have underserved communities in it. Nope. I read it. It did not have underserved communities in the Asian hate bill. It did not. It didn't have minorities in it. It didn't have LGBTQ. It didn't have dreamers in it. It didn't have English language learners in it. It had Asian and Pacific Islanders. That is all. That is all. No underserved communities, no minorities, no diversity, no dreamers, no LGBTQ. Because when you write something for a particular people, it does not matter their social status, their sexual status, their economic status. It does not matter when you write it for that group, when you write it for that race. No color people was in there. And truth be told, family, when we talk about color people, can we talk about that really quickly, that term color people? Well, if you really want to call people colored, last time I checked from censusbureau.gov, there's only 2 types of color people in America. Yeah. Hispanics do not call themselves brown. Some boot-kissing Negroes, when we're trying to include them in our fight for tangibles, we never include us. But nonetheless, we're the only ones saying black and brown, but America does not count Hispanics as a color. Okay. I wasn't going to pop this up, but why the hell not, right? Look at this. Look at this right here. Just stay with me, family. Because you guys need to understand that there's only 2 colors in America. So if they're talking about people of color, it must be black and white people. This ain't it. Give me a second. Here we go. We're about to look at this, family. There's only 2 colors in America. What does it say? We call Asian people so-called yellow. They don't call them yellow. There's only 2 colors in America. So when they're saying people of color, black and white. Black and white are the only 2 colors. And we can be very scientific and say that black is not a color because black means the lack of color. But just for this instance, I'll go with black being a color. I just wanted to throw you off the rails a little bit when we're talking about people of color, because as I look at this executive order, and boy, do I need to keep reading this thing, but this is grossly a test. Like, this is obtuse as hell. This is insulting. Let me read something else that means absolutely nothing. Can I do that? Because I'm trying to show you where your vote went. Now, listen, again, keep this in the back of your mind. How will you implement this plan? When you implement this plan? And where's the money at in this plan? Oh, here it is. There's established at a federal interagency working group which shall be convened by the executive director and shall support the efforts of the initiative. The interagency working group shall collaborate regarding resources and opportunities available across the federal government to increase educational and economic opportunities for Black Americans. They keep lying to us, and you mofos keep going out there thinking that you have to vote because you need to vote because your ancestors died for you to vote. They didn't die for you to vote. They gave you the right to vote. It's a choice. And that's why you see all these reparation groups around America are rising up and saying, hey, my vote is for sale. And what that means is, what are you going to do for me to vote for you? A lot of you just voting because you think it's your civic duty. No. Everybody else is voting for something. Are you just going downtown to get your pen? I voted. And then when somebody asks you what you voted for, I voted for healthcare. But Asians, Hispanics, and white people vote for tangibles in their community. You ain't going to the Asian community with a basket of nothing in it. But as long as you wear some Chuck Taylors, some Timberlands, some Jordans, and you dance to some black music, and you throw a fish fry, and you get you some catfish nuggets, some butter biscuit, and you got a bunch of Bucci button.
Your sleep, wake up out of your sleep, wake up, I command you in the name of Jesus, wake up.
When are we gonna wake up? When are we gonna wake up? I got a little bit more reading because I don't want you to think I don't want you to think that I'm lying to you. To advance shared priorities and policies that advance equity and economic opportunity for underserved communities, the initiative shall collaborate and coordinate with the White House initiatives related to equity and opportunity. What does that mean? Can anybody please tell me what does that mean? Wait a minute. Let me somehow go through my educational portfolio. Let me go through my educational portfolio. That's what I need to do because I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it. Family, I'm not getting it. I have an associate's degree, a bachelor's degree, and a master's degree, and some certifications. I'm not getting it. I don't. When you tell me you're going to do something for me, and you give me the plan, you give me the executive order of what you're going to do, and when I read it, you're just talking, right? It's just a bunch of words put together. But again, this is the executive order for Black Americans. But yet again, there's nothing that he's telling you that he's going to do for Black Americans. What he's told you is that he's going to do something to advance the equity and economic opportunity for underserved communities. Then he tells you, right, that he's going to do something for underserved communities, including Black Americans. Now, you don't have to be very intelligent to understand this. Can you tell me when someone tells you what they're going to do for a particular group and then they say, we will include you? Does that make any sense? But see, here's the thing, family. We continue to operate in a system of benign neglect, and we're not getting it. Nothing is snapping in our heads. Nothing is clicking and say, okay, I voted, but I never got anything for my vote. And then some of you say, well, I voted for my children. I voted for my community. I voted for my family. Then go and ask your family what voting has done, other than give your ass a button, a shiny button. You're waiting in hours to vote for absolutely nothing, while everybody else in all other communities and all the other different ethnics and races voted for actual something. I want you to look at where you live, where your family lives. Then I want you to look at how everybody else is living. Right? Right? Because again, with a high school education, I know a lot of you can point this out, right? What does opportunity mean? Because it says here that it will give us the advancing educational equity, excellence, and economic opportunity. Opportunity. Now, before I give you the book definition of this, we know that opportunity means chance. I'm going to give you the chance. I'm going to give you the chance. Before I look it up, that's what that means. I'm going to give you the chance. Opportunity, a set of circumstances that make it possible to do something. A chance. I didn't even know this was in here. I must be smart. A chance for employment or promotion. A chance. A chance. He wrote in an executive order to give you a chance, to give you an opportunity. Are you quit? Family, that's nothing. You've always had the opportunity as an American citizen. You've always had the chance. And some of you would say, no, you went up there and you filled out an employment application. That was the chance. You didn't get the job, did you? Then you was like, oh, systemic racism, white supremacy, right? Bias, discrimination, etc., racial bias, right? But then you have the chance. Didn't you have the opportunity? Did you understand what this word means? Opportunity. It means chance. It means a set of circumstances that make it possible to do something. Yeah, you went on Monster. You put your resume on Monster, didn't you? You went on LinkedIn and made a profile. So you was provided the chance. So tell me what in the hell when I go back here and you say you're going to give me the opportunity to do something. You're going to give me the opportunity to do something that I already can do. But then you put dreamers, English English language learners. Wait, whoa. You know there is a difference between African American and Black American, right? Because people who are foundational to this land, they don't need anything for English language learners. I'm just saying, if you understand where I'm coming from. Because this is where it says English language learners. None of my friends needed to learn English. We grew up in that culture. We grew up in that community. We grew up in this society. So who are they talking about? English language learners. It's talking about immigrants. Dreamers. Wait a minute. None of my Black American friends were a dreamer. I mean, other than Martin Luther King. But they're talking about Hispanics. Whoa. LGBTQ. Why do I need to involve a group of people that's part of every sex? A group of people that's part of every race. See, are you telling me that only Black people are part of the LGBTQ community? Why is this in our executive order, family? I've been asking you. Why is this in our executive order? Because, wait a minute, is every Black person part of the LGBTQ community? So, because you said for Black students who are also, no. It already includes them. This reminds me of that interview when Ice Cube made the contract with Black America, and he was on the Fox Soul channel. And I think Vivica Fox or one of those other ladies on there said, where's Black women at? And then Ice Cube was like, it says for Black people. No. Black people don't include Black women. What? What are you talking about? Family, please, we have to wake up about this, because this is very, very critical. They're trying to get you to go out and vote on your state and local levels for Democrat for 2022, right? And also on a federal level, senators, congressmen, all these other people, right? They want you to vote Democrat. And so they came out with executive order on October, I believe, 19th. Why didn't they put out anything when they put out the executive order for the LGBTQ community? Why didn't they do this also for when they came out with the Asian hate crime bill? Why didn't they do that then? Or the Hispanic initiative for economics? Like, well, why didn't they do that then? Because at the end of the day, you had to lift every voice plan that absolutely meant nothing to the Black community. So you're just signing pieces of paper. Why wasn't this already written up? Because it took a long time to give you absolutely nothing. It took a long time to give you absolutely nothing. So the question now is, family, where do you stand? Where do you stand at on this? See, here's where you start not to be a party hoe. Yeah. Not to be a party hoe. Meaning you're just going to vote to vote. I'm going to vote to vote. I'm going out there. I'm a party hoe. I'm faithful to my party. And you go out there and hold your vote off. Yep. You go out there and hold your vote off. Just because. Right? Y'all understand the symmetry in that. You understand the metaphor content I'm trying to give you here, right? It really gets me jumbled up sometimes. That's why my words are all over the place. I get so jumbled up when we don't read the truth, right? And the truth is just like, it smacks you right in the face, right? It's like, damn, he didn't say nothing about nothing. So where do you stand at on this, family? Because it don't matter how many times I read this and where I read it, it's a bunch of bull crap. White House initiative on advancing educational equity, blah, 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 to advance equity in our nation's schools and to promote the economic and to promote. What does promote mean? Nothing. The economic opportunity. What does opportunity mean? It means a chance. It doesn't mean that he's going to give you nothing. He's giving you a chance. You already had the chance. There follows it. There is establishing the Department of Education, the White House, this, that, and the other. Economic opportunity. The secretary should designate executive director for initiative. Where's the money? How are you going to do this? How are you going to implement this? When are you going to do this? Oh, we're going to increase the general understanding of the systematic causes of educational challenges faced by many Black students, whether these students in urban, suburban, rural, or migrant learning environments. Migrant learning environments. None of my friends that I grew up with that are foundational Black Americans, I've never heard them use, or I'm a migrant. Who's the executive order for? First of all. Second of all, how are you going to do this? Third of all, where is the meat? Where is the meat in this salad? The only thing I see is icebergs and stinky garlic. That's all I see. No nutrition at all. There's no money in this executive order. Do you understand, family? I keep keying on the word opportunity because it simply means chance. We're going to give you the chance to do something that you've already been doing. My God.
The Lord told me to tell you, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, stop crying and wake up, stop worrying and wake up, stop fretting
yes, sir.
and wake up.
Oh,
God's